welcome to Coastal Living. We have another great show for you all today. First and foremost, we must say Happy MLK Day. We're going to do our best to honor Mr. Martin Luther King and all the hard work he put into creating equality across the board, particularly here in the US of A, and we're so grateful for it. So we'll talk about that. Plus, we want to give a big shout out to our friends at West Texas Rehab. It's time for their annual telethon, and they're giving back in a really big way too. We'll learn more about that and how you can contribute and do your part to give back to our communities. We have that and so much more, so thanks for joining us. It's Coastal Living. It is that time of the year, and we are calling you to take action and help those in need. I am here with Steve with West Texas Rehab, celebrating their 55th annual telethon. Congratulations. That's a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money raised. Absolutely. Talk to me about the telethon and what West Texas Rehab actually is.
Well, West Texas Rehab has actually been around since 1953, so we're actually celebrating our 72nd year this year. But we see everybody, whether they can pay or not, regardless of their financial circumstance, we're going to take care of them. And that's what the telethon helps us do. Between our fundraising, which we do 47 fundraising events a year, believe it or not. So between our net fundraising and our foundation, we're tasked with raising $9 million each year between what it costs to provide health care and what we're actually reimbursed. That's what we have to make up for those patients.
Incredible. And how do you all go about selecting the people that are offered these services and receive that compensation?
Absolutely. It's open to anybody. So, all walks of life, all ages, and basically all they have to do is come in and show proof of income that they need the services, and then our donors help them out. We call it our donor sponsorship program because, sometimes people don't associate value with free. So we always say somebody stepped up to help you get the care you received. The biggest thing right now people can do is go out to Handbid. That's HANDBID.com. And it's an app in the App Store, whether you're using Android or whether you're using an iPhone. Go out to Handbid, click the Rehab 2025 Telethon, and we have a huge auction right now. We have 484 items on there now. And so I always tell people, even if you don't get an item, make sure somebody else pays more for it, because that all the proceeds go to the West Texas Rehab Center. So that's how people can help us right now, all the way through midnight. That auction will go on through midnight. And of course, as they're watching the show on your station, they can certainly call in or there'll be ways to link and go in there and donate that night. Over a third of our patients get some kind of help from our donors, and we see 850 patients a day. So almost 300 patients a day are going to get some kind of help from our donors. And we have people that come all the time, and they're just in tears because maybe they owe the hospital they came from, where they had a surgery or they had an amputation or those kind of things. Maybe they owe that hospital a lot of money, and they come here and we say, hey, you're going to qualify for our donor sponsorship program. You don't have to worry about your bill. Other people stepped up to help you, and they're just in tears and emotional because, many times, especially if they're kids that are premature or that have cerebral palsy or spina bifida or something like that, we may see them from birth all the way through adulthood.
So give me the details on how everybody at home can support this event.
Well, certainly tune in and watch. We have Aaron Watson and Tiger Lily Gold. They're headlining. Then we have Jake Hooker, Red Stegall. Charlie Chase is back for his 25th year. Ariel Hutchins will be performing. So certainly tune in and watch the show. And if you feel compelled, call in and make a donation.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And of course, everything you and the entire team are doing to give back to those in need. We admire that, and we appreciate you all so much. So cheers to a very successful year.
Thank you very much, and hope you all have a very happy new year and a very blessed 2025.
Thanks. You too.
I guess on the whole, sometimes I want the Mindful Mondays segments to have deep, profound meanings. Other times, I just want to inject a small little dose of happiness. Because sometimes it doesn't take deep meaning or introspection to get to our feelings. We need these things in our life. And I mean, we're all chasing happiness. It's a big business. We're all bombarded more than at any other time in our life that we should be happy. And today, I learned a great lesson from a stranger. While stopping to fill up at a local gas station, I saw a man get out, and immediately the humidity of the day fogged up his glasses. This was quite a welcome surprise for him. He chuckled, he kind of looked around to see if anyone had noticed him, And it was like he was looking at a new universe for the first time. He just saw the world differently. It's like the puppy that I just brought home, trying to take everything in. He then simply took his glasses off, polished them on his shirt, and had a huge smile on his face. Now, my guess is he won't remember this when he lays his head down to go to sleep tonight. And really, who cares? It's not something life-changing. It's nothing with impactful, deep meanings, and it's definitely not something with new insights into the inner workings of the universe. It was simply his glasses fogging up and a chuckle. It was fun, and it was for the tiny, everyday things that happen in life. We all have these. It was enjoyment in the moment. Now, I was talking to one of my friends the other day about the commute that I have to work. You see, I live on Padre Island, and every single day I get to come across the Causeway, which is arguably the most scenic and greatest commute in our entire country. On a clear day, sometimes I can see all the way to downtown and the bridge that's about to be completed. It was absolutely gorgeous. But on most days, I miss it. Despite driving across that causeway nearly every single day for the last 2 decades, I'd say 99% of the time, my brain is somewhere else. I'm thinking about my kids' games at night, or the work that has to be done, or my first patient at my chiropractic clinic, and even if the air conditioner is going to work today. And that's just the way it is in our life. Our brains, in essence, are problem-solving machines, and their default is to find problems to solve, to stay busy. Now, there was a time in my life when I got a little bit into the Buddhist koans and these life-changing messages that stem from millennia of knowledge and thinking. But paradoxically, so many of the Buddhist teachings are not complex. They're about being in the present moment. So much is taught on don't miss the small things while you're looking for the larger picture. And yeah, while you're doing that, do it again. Smell the flower, eat the strawberry, enjoy the foggy glasses. Now, I may be the first person to tie together ancient Buddhist koans with an incredible 1980s movie, Ferris Bueller, but come on, Ferris said it best. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't slow down and look around every once in a while, you could miss it. Happy Monday, everyone. Find enjoyment in something small this week. Until next time.
Hey everybody, we are back with Dr. G, Texas Family Wellness Clinic, and today we're talking about a very important topic. I think the majority of people here in South Texas, or at least a very big portion, suffer from diabetes or maybe pre-diabetic. It's in our genes. I know they're in mine. So Dr. G, tell us a little bit about diabetes, pre-diabetes, and what we need to know about it.
Right, I think the big things are understanding signs and symptoms of diabetes. Mm-hmm. So some of the things that we commonly see in clinic are folks who come in with symptoms of excessive urination or frequent urination, maybe some numbness or tingling in their toes or feet, maybe problems with their vision. Maybe they've checked their blood sugar at home using their mom's, glucometer at home and found out that their blood sugar was significantly elevated. Mm-hmm. So, we have them come in and, we start an appropriate workup, which would include looking at some blood tests. So some blood tests will give us an idea about where they fall on that scale for blood sugar and prediabetes or diabetes. So you want to be asking your physician for a hemoglobin A1C blood test, mm-hmm. possibly, of course, a fasting blood sugar, also other tests that can be considered would include insulin levels and C-peptide levels. Okay. So once we have those tests, that'll give us a really good marker of where they are and how we can approach treatment. Very,
very cool. And if you type these symptoms into WebMD, you're going to get a whole different diagnosis, which is why it's so important to visit your doctor and get these tests done. It's better to know sooner than later. Now, for pre-diabetes or somebody who already has it, are there any things we can do to reverse it, to better our situation?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, diet. We've got to, reduce carbohydrates, sugars, starches. That is a must. Exercise can be beneficial. There are some nutritional supplements that can help with blood sugar management. And then, of course, there are medications, which, we try to avoid to the best of our ability, but sometimes are necessary. So the main thing is diet. Mm-hmm. I can't stress that enough.
Exactly. And that's something that a lot of us don't want to hear because we like our fast food, we love our pasta, we love our tortillas, but it's not about completely eliminating them or just making your dietary lifestyle just, unenjoyable, but it's just little changes. In fact, recently, knowing I have diabetes in my family, I have reduced my carbohydrates, but not completely remove them. And just little changes like that can make a huge difference, right?
Absolutely. I don't advise cutting out carbohydrates entirely. First visit, we talk about reducing those things over time, maybe cutting out things like sodas, for the first month. Maybe the second month you cut back on tortillas. Maybe the third month you cut back on, other things like chips or whatever you may consume regularly. So it's not something that you want to stop immediately. I think that's a very hard thing to do. So kind of gradually working your way into that process, I think, is helpful. Same thing with exercise. You don't want to go and start with
to the other.
you don't want to start an hour's worth of exercise daily. You want to work your way up to a reasonable degree of exercise.
I love that. Again, every time I love the advice that you get. I love your approach, and I'm sure everyone at home is impressed, although some of us are like, I need my tortillas. But that's why you got to visit with your doctor. So tell us how we can get a hold of you.
TexasFamilyWellnessClinic.com is where you can go to apply to be a patient. Also check out our Facebook page at Texas Family Wellness Clinic.
Very, very good. And of course, this isn't a personal diagnosis for you. You always want to visit your doctor and get these tests done to find out what exactly is going on with you. Dr. G is your guy. Tell him Coastal Living sent you.
Health and Wellness with Dr. Guevara is paid for by Texas Family Wellness Clinic.
In celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, I thought it was appropriate to make a classic Southern side dish that gets its roots from Atlanta, where he was born. And what's more down home than a go-along that starts with sweet potatoes and finishes with a crunchy pecan topping that'll make any Southerner proud. We mixed together some canned sweet potatoes that we mashed with some butter, milk, vanilla, and a couple of eggs. And starting with canned sweet potatoes instead of fresh cuts down on our prep time. And you know us, always looking for ways to cut down the work without sacrificing the taste, of course. Now for me, the best part, we make sort of a streusel-like topping, which is simply a combo of some flour, butter, brown sugar, and lots of Southern pecans. And to make this extra special, some shredded coconut. Once that's all mixed, we top our sweet potatoes with it, and we'll bake that off. And it's the crunchy pecan topping that really makes this dish stand out. And the aroma of this baking will make us feel like we stepped right into a Southern kitchen for some good old-fashioned comfort food. Look, the recipe for sweet potato casserole with this crispy pecan topping is online now, and it's ready to be dished up as the perfect side dish or even as a change of pace dessert. You won't be disappointed. It's our way of saluting a very special man with, as we love to say around here, ooh, it's so good.
We're off to a great start, but don't go anywhere if travel is in the forecast for you this year. We've got some tips. As you know, there are some strategies to making sure you get the best deals when it comes to travel and airfare, and we've got some to share with you. So stay with us. We'll be back with more on Coastal Living.
Have you seen vacation prices this year? Well, instead of going to your usual vacation destination, 2025 may be a year to let the deals determine where you spend your hard-earned money. Michael Page says flying his family on vacation is more expensive than ever.
Snacks, drinks, all that stuff.
Michelle Brown says even taking her beloved poodle along is getting pricey.
Because I pay like $5 something, then I'm paying $300 for him.
The travel deal site Going predicts airfare will increase overall in 2025, but not for every destination. The site recently released its Where to Go list for the new year, recommending places like Sicily, Scandinavia, Fiji, and our neighbor to the north, Canada, where some round-trip tickets are less than $200.
Some destinations across the U.S., you're paying a lot more to even get to.
Going's Katie Nastro says less conventional destinations are becoming more accessible thanks to nonstop routes and growing demand.
People are looking for a little bit of differentiation, maybe not hitting Paris and London, but opting for Oslo and Copenhagen.
Your best shot at scoring a deal, Nastro says, is to think about spring and summer trips now.
The best time of year actually is to book in the opposite season.
Nastro suggests you set price alerts for airfare through Going, Google Flights, Skyscanner, Hopper, or other travel sites. And don't stop your search even after you've booked, as long as you've booked a main economy or above ticket
Call your airline and get a travel credit for that difference in price.
Makina Parker is doing just that and will take her vacation based on the best price.
Because of the increased prices, I'm trying to see what my options are.
So you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
It's what we tend to turn to in times of turmoil. Comfort food may bring quick but temporary relief during a bad day, but it can also have a significant impact on your brain.
The first thing that happens is you're not satiated, so you want more of that same food. So it starts to tap into your craving cycles. But the other reason is that these foods then become quite addictive.
Dr. Uma Naidu says research shows that foods that are high in sugar, for example, can also tap into the same reward pathways in the brain as substances like street drugs.
Unfortunately, because these foods cause high blood sugar levels over time, this over the course of your life can actually impact your brain and lead to things like atrophy or brain atrophy. So it actually is damaging to your brain.
Avoiding these foods can be hard. Naidu says the moment something is off limits, your brain wants it more. But she says you can trick your mind into developing healthier habits.
What about some blueberries in your fridge? A clementine with a piece of dark chocolate does phenomenal.
Naidu says instead of giving up an entire food group, your brain will do better with the 80-20 rule.
Which is 80% of the time be eating those healthy foods. And 20% of the time it's the holidays or life happens or it's your birthday, you're traveling, and it's okay.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
What's up, Corpus Christi? I'm Carlito Miranda. I'm Chris Perez. And we are Grupo Metal, and you're going to listen to our first single, Volaré, here on Coastal Living. Volaré is a song about struggles, things that happen within families, individuals. It's things that have happened, and it's uplifting, talking about everything that goes on in different households, personal life. I'm very excited about the song. It's got this rock kind of cumbia groove to it. And you can download our single on any platform, Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify. Enjoy it. Volaré, here on Coastal Living. Go download it. Thanks, guys.
En la guerra, la guerra, la guerra.
En esta cruel guerra que estás peleando, es una guerra que nunca podrás ganar. Ay, madre, no llores de tristeza, como esa niña llena de inocencia, llorando por su padre que no volverá. Y como un ángel bajaré, extenderé mis alas, volaré, y como un ángel cuidaré, tu ángel de la guardia yo seré. Escucha. Oye, hermano, ¿por qué estás luchando? Sin saber por quién estás matando. ¿Cuánta sangre inocente vas a derramar? Ay, madre, no llores de tristeza, como esa niña llena de inocencia, llorando por su padre que no volverá. Y como un ángel bajaré, extenderé mis alas, volaré, y como un ángel cuidaré, tu ángel de la guardia yo seré.
Interested in growing your business? Coastal Living can help. Email us at advertise@coastallivingtv.com or scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
Today on Coastal Living. Once again, we'd like to wish you a happy MLK Day. And this is a holiday for a reason, so let's all do our part to give back to our community and be an example of exactly what MLK was preaching on and fighting for. Now, with that said, we want you to join us again tomorrow. Our friends at the Purple Door are fighting for those in need right here in our community. We're going to learn about their organization and all the ways that we can help them as well. Hey, that can be your act of service, right? So be sure to join us tomorrow. Till then, visit us online at Coastal Living TV on Facebook and Instagram. Have a great MLK Day.